If you don't master your mind, no mastermind will work. So we go through a minimum of 12 years of school to be educated. Some go through another 6 to 12 years to receive a professional status. We become preachers, we become evangelists, and we teach others from there. Few of us invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in masterminds, including myself, right? We purchase tons of courses to enhance our business and our life, right? We're told to surround ourselves amongst affluent circles or people doing better. Basically, most people mean surround yourselves by people making more money than you, but you can take it a step further. Surround yourselves by people who have better relationships, right? Things that you would like to do that you haven't yet done or don't know how to do yet. And so why would you need to master your mind today is a question you should ask yourself. Most of what we do or what we react from is because of what we learned, something in our past. We go through 12 to 20 years of education and often don't learn the most important thing in our life, which is how to get along with your significant other and or your family, right? You think about the divorce rate today and just like the lack of relationships, some of the most important techniques and strategies that we need, but we go through all this education and we still don't understand how to have this, right? We're CEOs, we are presidents, we are teachers, we are officers, we are doctors, we're lawyers, we're parents and more, in charge to lead others, yet we haven't mastered our own mind. And so it's a little bit different today than maybe what it was for some of our ancestors. Listen to this. To be a priest in ancient African Egypt, you had to study for 40 years. You had to study mathematics, you had to study science, you had to study music because, you don't want to put out music that's harmful to people, right? Music is vibration. You had to study astrology, you had to study philosophy. And there were so many things you had to study. And you think about 40 years to be a priest, right? What are the requirements or qualifications today to be a priest or a preacher today, right? Even something as prestigious as being a doctor. Hippocrates studied African Egyptian medicine for 9 years. What he did is he studied the writings of an African named Imhotep, which we see in movies today, right? He may be depicted like a mummy or a monster, but Imhotep was referred to by the Greek name of Asclepius, right? Who is considered the god of medicine. Doctors today take the Hippocratic Oath to uphold the art of medicine and act in their patients' best interest. Ask yourself if the medical industry is based upon the Hippocratic Oath or that of profit. Think about the legal profession, right? Each attorney has to take an oath. Amongst many things like adherence to the Constitution, as part of the oath is also an oath to integrity and ethics. Do most people even trust attorneys today, right? I don't even have to answer that question for you. And why don't you trust them? When I ask my attorney friends for a referral in a particular industry that they aren't specialists in, one of their main concerns is finding an attorney for me that won't just take my money. Crazy, right? That is from my friends who are attorneys. So what happened to the essence of our crafts or the professions that we're in today? Like being in a religion without understanding history, without understanding math, without understanding science. And there's like no context to what you're learning. And when you take the essence out of something, it leaves it open for exploitation. We often hear the quote, "It's just business." In many cases implying that it's not fair, yet it's just business. And this supposedly gives some people the excuse to take advantage of a person or commit an unethical act. Now, some attorneys will take a client and their money even when they know they can't help them, or they'll take a client on that they know is guilty, but it's just business. So the essence of the law, which is above man's law, has been forgotten. What's left? How much can I profit? Some of us may have heard this saying, the temple built without the sound of an axe, hammer, or nail. What temple are they talking about? They're talking about you and I. And we need education to build such a temple. Now, there's a word called educare, which is where the word education comes from. Educare is a Latin word meaning to bring out or to lead out. The idea of education is not to learn how to profit on everything and everyone. The idea of education is to bring out the best in you so that you can bring out the best in others or whatever it is that you're working on in order to serve others, right? In Europe, Socrates believed the first step to true wisdom was know thyself. He actually felt like that was the beginning of all wisdom. Prior to that, 14,000 years ago, in our first system of writing in ancient African Egypt, on the temple walls was written, know thyself. So our goal is to master our mind, which starts with self-education. So if you think this was helpful, hit the like button. Now, if you have questions or you have an idea to share that can help others, please please put them in the comments. And if you want more of this, hit the subscribe button. This is Khaazra. I'm out.